Yes, tea does actually contain caffeine, just as coffee does. However, the difference with tea is it's got something else in it called L-theanine. Now, L-theanine is an amino acid, and what it does is slows down how in your body, when you drink tea, the caffeine is absorbed. So instead of working on your cardio system, it works on your neuro system. And this is traditionally why Buddhist monks, way going back thousands of years ago, first started drinking green tea. It enabled them to meditate, to stay alert, but to meditate and be calm. So tea does contain caffeine, but it's got this other ingredient in it, L-theanine. Now, we often get asked how much caffeine is in a tea. Well, it varies considerably. Some teas have more in, some teas have less in. Caffeine is actually produced by the plant as an insecticide. So the higher up the plant, or the newest growth, so the little buds or the fresh leaves, contain more caffeine, because obviously the plant doesn't want the insects or bugs to eat those leaves. So as you go, as if the tea is made from leaves lower down the plant, there is less caffeine in it. But there's other variables coming into this as well. Once you get that tea and you brew it, that can change it as well. So the longer you brew the tea, more caffeine's extracted, and also at higher temperatures as well extracts more tea. So it's a really hard question to ask, is how much caffeine is in tea, but it does vary considerably according to how it's been brewed or whatever. Also, if you really want to avoid caffeine completely, a good option is to try an infusion. They are naturally caffeine free, so there is absolutely no caffeine in them. And if you're thinking about bedtime, or you do find that caffeine reacts badly in your body, so gives you palpitations or whatever, I really recommend that you try drinking infusions as opposed to tea. By the way, decaffeinated tea does still contain a tiny percentage of caffeine, about 2 to 3% caffeine. And there's many ways of removing the caffeine from tea, but the one we have here at Dorothy's Teas is the most natural and environmentally friendly one, and that's by the CO2 method. So basically what happens is tea is piled into what looks like a silo, then CO2 is pushed into the silo as well, and I'm not a chemist, but for some reason the CO2 adheres to the caffeine, and then when the CO2 is removed, the caffeine goes with it. But as I say, that does always leave a little residue of caffeine in the tea. So if you want to be completely caffeine free, drink infusions.